Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. It's a Sunday morning, the day after that we battered them. I didn't see the game. I did not see the game. Without, I had to, like I said, I've been trying to promote a community game in the memory of Stephen Lawrence. Of you who live in the UK, you would know the story. But I made that it wasn't for me. It wasn't a sacrifice. I wanted to be there. We did go live for I think maybe 10 minutes, and then we took some photos. We met some people over there as well. But that's why I've got brother Isaac. He's going to be retelling the story of yesterday. 3-1, 3-1. We got the points, and a particular person got a wonder goal. I wonder who that was, but we're going to get into that on the other side of this music intro. No, I can see Isaac is bursting to tell us about the game because I did not see the game yesterday. Didn't see the game yesterday. But what you guys can do is subscribe to Cannon Fodder TV and help this community over here on this platform here grow by being part of this community over here. Doesn't cost anything so far. It's free, as I understand, to subscribe to any particular channel. But 15,000 plus subscribers over the last 4.5 years is good stuff. It's good stuff. Right. So yes, there was a game yesterday. As I understand it, Arsenal eventually winners 3-1 against Man United, or Manure, as a lot of you like to call them. And we've got brother Isaac, who's going to be telling us what happened. What happened in the game?
Isaac. Wow, it was a great game yesterday. Actually watched the whole of it, and I really enjoyed, though it was a shaky game. It was like watching Arsenal on a seesaw. Like 1 minute we are dangerous, the next minute Manure is very dangerous attacking us. But it was a good game. I enjoyed watching it. I was in my heart throughout the game because you never know what the individuals at Man United do. Actually, if they played as a team, they could have outscored us, but they play as individuals, and that is where we won the game.
Well, I saw the formation. It's a 4-2-3-1. Sorry, let me just remove this out off the screen. A 4-2-3-1 formation. Were there any surprises there for you, brother Isaac? No,
there was no surprise because actually the Chelsea game, Martinelli was not there, so it wasn't a surprise. I expected this kind of a game of lineup. Although Ketia, I thought Ketia could have been replaced by Lacazette, but he kept his first 11. He only changed Cedric to come in and dropped Holding. That is the only change he made.
I was watching another podcast actually early morning, and they were saying that Ramsdale, his reaction when this player here missed the penalty was a little bit disrespectful. Was it? I mean, did you see the reaction from Ramsdale when this guy, I'm not going to mention his name, he missed the penalty? Do you think his reaction was it uncalled for, or was Ramsdale quite right to go?
No, we know Ramsdale is a worldie, so he personally, I know he can do anything. He can wind up fans. He'll get into your face if you miss a goal. You remember the other time it was Ben White who was celebrating a missed pen. So it is a personality that they have. I understand as a player, because if that pen could have been scored, it could have been 2-2, and the game could have gone either way. But due to missing that pen, we won that game, because missing that pen changed every dynamic. Actually, it killed their spirit. It killed their mentality. Actually, it got into their heads that they had missed a pen from the spot.
I was actually surprised they didn't choose Ronaldo to take the penalty. was really surprised, but I don't care about that. I don't really care. We beat them. Who was your man of the match yesterday?
Mine is a tie between El Neni and Odegaard.
Wow. Not Granit Xhaka.
No, Granit's just a wonder goal, but El Neni was still, and actually was wondering why he kept on bringing Lokonga on and not El Neni when Partey got injured, because we know El Neni can perform despite the fact that sometimes he's passing sideways and not forward, but we know what he can bring. I was watching him at AFCON. He was always at that center field to play for Egypt, so they know his quality. And actually one of the Arsenal fans asked me, do you want to say that Arteta is more of a magician than Wenger, because Wenger continually used El Neni. He could get the best out of El Neni. But why is Arteta sometimes not using him? And actually, yesterday in the Chelsea game, we've seen what El Neni can bring. And actually, I love El Neni because he's not complaining. I've not had a single day where he's on the media complaining that he's on the bench.
And that must be a really good example to be set for even the youngsters as well, knowing what's happened over the last few years with Mesut Ozil, Aubameyang, and lately of Lacazette coming out. Actually, what's your thoughts about Lacazette coming out with that interview where he's actually saying he's missed Champions League and he wants to be playing Champions League football?
That might be one of the reasons actually why he's been dropped at the moment. Odegaard has taken over the armband, and I don't know if it is a pattern that is kind of repeating itself, because after Auba was dropped, then we started performing, and now I'm seeing Lacazette being dropped and then we are performing. Is it a curse at the club that once the captains misbehave and they are being dropped and then we can start performing? But I don't want that to continue at the club. I love for Lacazette to perform. You can see Ketia is being given game time despite the fact that he's going to be out of contract at the end of the season. I want a positive culture at the club where we are supportive of one another and where we mind of what we are giving to the media. You know, the media can spin anything you give them in any direction they want.
Yeah. And it's funny, those three players we just been speaking about, Mohamed Elneny, Lacazette, and Eddie Nketiah, they are all out of contract at the end of the season. If you were a betting man, Isaac, do you think Nketiah will stay, or do you think he's most likely going to be leaving Arsenal?
I think Nketiah is going to leave the club. I've not seen him being hungry enough. He's not a hungry scholar. He is, yes, he has had moments, and he has, actually I can say he has kind of luck in him, because the ball keeps finding him. if he was he had a killer instinct, and then the ball kept finding him, and then he's actually the second goal we conceded from Chelsea. Is it the second, or either the second or the first goal? He was at fault, and then he was not tracking back. He was just trolling and walking back. He did not press any player. He's lost the ball and he could not press to recover the ball. He strolled back, and then we conceded a goal. And contrast to that, you look at someone like Odegaard, who was running up and down for 90 minutes. He deserves to be a captain, because you can see his rate work, his work ethic is like of a machine. He's running up and down for 90 minutes. And can you imagine getting a team of individuals running up and down for 90 minutes, just like Odegaard? What a team it will be.
Yeah. So let's look at, so eventually you can see Tavares scored a goal within inside 5 minutes. I think, as I understand, it was from a shot from Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Goalkeeper saved it, but it went to Nuno Tavares. Then Bukayo Saka scored a penalty, and Granit Xhaka scored that blunderbuster of a goal on the 70th minute. So we are looking at the table now. We are back in 4th place again, and like I said, if we do end up there at the end of the season, I've got an ice bucket challenge to do at the Emirates sometime soon. But we're still not there yet, brother Isaac. I can see you laughing. We are not.
I'm no longer going to get ahead of myself because at the moment, Arsenal is like a seesaw. It could get you anything.
Yeah. Our next game is against. What's our next game against West? No.
What am I forgetting? Who we're playing next? Yeah. We're playing West Ham.
West Ham. Right. Okay. Is that home or away? Doesn't matter.
We are away.
Right.
Away.
Okay. Right. So that's it. That's been the preview there. Again, I didn't see the match because I was out at this wonderful event yesterday, Stephen Lawrence Day. Got to meet one half of the organizer, Michael, and some other dignitaries. And I also spoke very briefly to former Premier League referee Roger East, who I don't want to put him under pressure, but literally he's invited to come and have a live show with Canon Foy TV. So he's got the details. So let's wait and see what happens there. But this is the reason why I did not see the game yesterday. Right. So I think, you know what? Let's go into the live chat. I just see there's been so many comments on a Sunday morning. Anything better to do? Nothing better to do. All right, so we've got our moderator for the morning, and that's Ashley. Ashley, good morning to you. And we've got Richard the second. So yeah, War Games. Hey, Ashley. And Musha says, good morning, Gunners. I'm so happy. Why are you happy?
Because Arsenal won.
Russell, good morning to you. Sorry, Isaac. Sorry, what did you say?
And I keep coming on all the time. I'm on. It's happy times because we are winning all the time. I'm coming on.
That's a good point, actually. That's a very, very good point. You got to come on more often. Monty says, "Morning, Alex. I'm Canon Foy to your family. Good morning to your brother." Yeah, we seem to retreat after the first goal. Ah, right. Okay. Again, I didn't see the game there. Elneny guarantees a win every time he plays, but then why doesn't Arteta play him, Isaac?
I don't know why, but I also said that he should be playing more often than he's playing because he's had experience than Lokonga is. He's been playing in the Premier League more than Lokonga has been playing. So he knows the Premier League. He has the experience. He can slow the game down. He can make a pass forward when necessary. So he should be playing more often because he's become a mini party.
But you know what I noticed about those two players, Eddie Nketiah and Elneny? It's not that Arteta has been forced to play these two players because Lacazette, Aubameyang is no longer at Arsenal, but he's been forced to play Eddie Nketiah, and he's been forced to play Elneny because Thomas Partey is out injured. I'd far rather have a manager being proactive and playing those players anyway. But you're right. I mean, Elneny got to be playing him. I think for me, he is the best partner to partner Thomas Partey, but that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. Musha says Elneny works for the team. You never hear him complain. You never, ever hear Elneny complain, Isaac. You never see him in the newspaper doing the wrong things.
He's never complained. And there were news 2 or 3 months ago that he's been linked to a club in Turkey. But he's not come out to say anything about it. He respects being at the club, and that is what I want every player to do. Respect being at the club and respect the club or your employer, actually the employer you are working for, and have a cordial relationship, because if you have a cordial relationship, everyone will be happy. But if today you out there saying anything you want to the media. And actually, I love even the young lads, the likes of Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka. You hear them at interviews and they are not giving much out. Unlike some players who are more older than them and they are all the time giving much. They are giving much out to the media, and the media can spin it any way they want. You can say, for example, you can say, "Oh, I wasn't played yesterday. I'm not happy about that," and then they say that so and so is not happy at the club. And what you meant is, I didn't feel okay being left out. And then they say you are not okay being at the club is pinned in another way that you did not put it, and you cannot fight with the media going out to say, no, I did not mean it this way, I meant this way. So I love really for the players to mind of what they are saying, or be really really cunning of what they are saying, because the moment you say something that means two diverse things, the media is going to spin it the other way.
But then the two players you mentioned there, Saka and Emerson Rowe, they've come through the academy, so they are a product of the Arsenal culture. Whereas the experienced players, they have a real understanding of what it means to be part of the culture at Arsenal. Don't go out and do random interviews. Don't do it, because you're damaging not so much the profile of Arsenal, but you're damaging your reputation. But you mentioned Saka and Smith Rowe. They are a product of the academy. They've been schooled. They've been shown how to conduct themselves when they're doing interviews. It's the Arsenal way. It's the Arsenal product, isn't it? Whereas the Lacazettes, he didn't come through the academy. But
they didn't come through the academy, yes, but they've been at Arsenal for a longer period. They should know what to do. And actually, I loved it when the media was not so much involved, because you look at the times of Wenger. Wenger did not have to always be looking how out on how to deal with media, because nowadays every player is free to say anything they want.
Yeah.
Unlike in the past where they did not engage the media regularly. Nowadays they can just give random interviews anywhere they want. It is their life, yes, but let them have that maturity in them and keep a low profile, and then prove people by performing on the field, because that is the work you actually paid to do. And not, you are not paid to go to the media, you are paid to perform on the field.
Yeah, good point, actually. We'll go on. CM says, yeah, it was a Keown-esque, Invincible. Yeah, I think he realized how big it was in terms of top four hopes. Like that type of attitude. All right, so CM doesn't have any problems with the reaction from Ramsdale. Ashley says, I was not impressed. Passing terrible, defending terrible. Even Ramsdale made mistakes. Goals were good, but lucky for us, they were worse for a period of time and missed their many chances. Oh, right. So they had many chances as well, Isaac.
Yes, there were chances. Wow. And actually, the game yesterday was like a drama. There were VAR decisions that went our way. There were VAR decisions that did not go our way. Actually, if you ask a Man United fan today, they will feel they were hard done by the VAR, because there were like two instances where they were not given pens, and the third one they were given a pen, so they could say they were hard done by the VAR. And yes, actually I said, if it is your lucky day, it is your lucky day. No one can mess with your lucky day, because they were given a pen where they could have scored, and then we would have been 2-2, and then they missed the pen. So yesterday was our lucky day, and I understand the passing being terrible, the defending being terrible, Ramsdale making mistakes, because we were under pressure to get to top four. Because if we won that game, we are going to sit on fourth place, and then wait for Tottenham to do the Tottenham thing.
Ashton, good morning, Ashton. It's been a long time you've been in a live chat. The Ramsdale reaction was similar to Keown and Van Nistelrooy. Yes, it was. Yeah, actually, the performance wasn't great, but the result matters. El Neni, man of the match, but Odegaard and Xhaka were also good. Your summation about Granit Xhaka, you said it was just because he only scored a goal, but he didn't make it a great contribution
It's
to the
because he
opening.
had a wonder goal, and
Yeah.
there was an interview he gave like a month ago, and Leno was saying you cannot catch Xhaka's thunder blasters because they come at a speed and you cannot actually catch them. And then Xhaka at the end of the day gave an interview and said, "I like scoring against United," and I was laughing.
Well, listen, we did a poll actually yesterday. Your man of the match versus Man United, and we had the options were actually we had 676 votes. Thank you for that, people. 1 comment and 22 likes. So the options were other player, Saka, El Neni, Odegaard, and Granit Xhaka. So on 1% is other player. On 11% was Bukayo Saka. I'll talk to you about Bukayo Saka in a while, Isaac. And on 16% was Martin Odegaard. El Neni on 31%, and Granit Xhaka is on 41%. Your thoughts on how Saka played yesterday?
Saka for the first 10 minutes he was a threat, and then there was an issue where he was stepped on, and then he like withdrew, and then he was not so much effective like he was for the first 10 minutes. I don't think he picked an injury, but this lad has played many games or many minutes under Mikel Arteta than any other player. And looking at his age, yes, he's under Arteta, he's played most than any other player. And looking at his age, and he doesn't have like a suitable replacement or someone who can perform like he does. Yes, we have a replacement for him who's Pepe and always sitting on the bench.
Pepe, I don't know what's going to happen to Pepe. Actually, I've got an idea. I think he may be going in the summer transfer window. But,
to Newcastle.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. Where's all the El Neni haters now? Going to hiding, I guess. Russ Morgan says that El Neni is the past and Lokonga is the future. Not for me, Russ. Not for me, but it's your opinion. But Lokonga isn't at the level required where El Neni is at the moment. But whenever I talk about Mohamed El Neni, it's one thing to be doing the right thing off the pitch, but on the pitch he always gives 100%, and that has to be the minimum requirement for all the players. And that's why I get so frustrated, Isaac. You look at the Crystal Palace game. Did the players give 100%? You look at
no. They didn't give 100%. Actually, we're getting the FA win El Neni because he was very vital in our win in the FA, and he was very vital when we won the Community Shield against Liverpool. So he was very vital, and he gave his all, and that is what he's always giving.
But then look at the Brighton game. Did they give 100% in the Brighton game? The Southampton game, did they give 100%? No, they didn't. So sorry, Isaac.
Yeah, actually, during the Brighton game, we did not do our best. Actually, we did not play our best. We only came back during the second half, and it was all already gone because you cannot play terribly during the first half and expect that if you give a performance in the second half, you could win. A game is won in either halves, first and second, in both halves, not actually in one half. You win your game in your first half and in your second half. You can score your goals in the first half and then manage your game in the second half. You cannot expect to ship in goals during the first half and come back during your second half. Or either manage your game during the first half and hit them on the break on the second half and win the game. You win on both halves, not on one half.
Yeah. But if memory serves me well, in that game, it was like the last 5 minutes that Arsenal eventually woke up. I think it's too little, too late. it was too little, too late. And you're right. It's two halves, isn't it? Right until the end. Perform right until the end, not the first 5 minutes, and forget about the rest. Two halves. Hey Monty, I've always said El Nene is a solid performer, just not necessarily a starter for me. He is that solid squad player for us. Well, we needed depth, Richard. We've always debated about why Arsenal did not buy any player or players in the January transfer window. It is the fine margins. Arsenal have not done the business yet. We are in fourth place, and there's 5 more games to go. 5 more games to go, isn't there? Yeah.
5 more.
So we're still not there yet. If Laka had done his job and scored goals, we might be clear in fourth or possibly third. Get him out. But the thing is, Russ, Laka has never been a prolific goal scorer. He's not scored more than 15 goals in any one season for us.
So the most he can give you at his prime is 15.
Yeah. So he's never been prolific. And that's why I said, literally, even when Auba was here, Isaac, I just didn't like the fact that we always relied on Aubameyang to score the goals. We need a bigger pool of players to start to score goals. And like we've now got Saka, we've got Emerson who've come in and chipped in with goals now. And I think they're both top scorers now for Arsenal, I think.
Yeah, they are top scorers for Arsenal. Now Saka is at 11. Smith Rowe is at 10 in the Premier League.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lacazette has never been that prolific goal scorer, maybe a good supporting striker, but not the main guy, not the main striker. Powerhouse says, yes, Alex, the process is on. Isaac, what is the process, man?
There was an interview with Edu Gaspar after the game where he said that the plan is there. It has been laid out. We need to get in experienced players if we get to top 4 so that we can play Champions League. I actually was telling my fellow Gunners when we were watching yesterday that yes, we are all happy that we get top 4. If we get top 4, I don't want it to be something we are going to regret getting top 4 because we go out and get hammered in the group stages. I want us to get top 4 and be ready to play in the Champions League. Because if you get top 4 and you're given a Bayern, or you're given a Napoli, or you're given an Inter Milan or an AC Milan, and then you get hammered 8, 7, 6, or 5, what was the need of getting top 4? You could have then gone for top 6 and played in the Europa League where you can compete with the teams that are in Europa League. But I was happy to hear Edu Gaspar saying that they have a plan. The owners have had or have received the information on the plans and what we want, or the recruitment we want in the summer window. And there were links that we've been linked with Gabriel Jesus, and actually yesterday he got 4 goals to his name.
Yeah.
If we're being linked to Gabriel, you look at the likes of Man City, you get one puzzle out, you bring the next another puzzle, it fits exactly, and you cannot see a difference. Many players were rested because they have a Champions League game and they perform. They got 5 goals to their name. Now I really love to get ourselves to that point where we get players out, or we can sub off players and still don't look shaky.
On the Easy Talk, I had Gary. I'm not sure if you saw the Easy Talk on Friday, and Gary was saying that we need 10 players. 10 players, Isaac. I can't see Arsenal buying 10 players in the summer transfer window, which is why I go back to the January transfer. If we had brought some players in the January transfer window, we wouldn't have been so burdened with looking and seeking 8, 9, or even 10 players. 10 players, not realistic we're going to buy in the summer transfer window, Isaac, is it?
It's not realistic, and even if we buy 10, they cannot click immediately. You saw what happened to Chelsea when Lampard was given an open checkbook. He bought 10, and then they did not click together immediately, and it gave him the sack. I cannot see us getting 10. We can get to maybe 5 at most.
Yeah.
And then And let me see who we bring in during the summer, and I can say if it is a progress. If we get in someone who's a prolific goal scorer, if we get someone who can be young but experienced, knows how to play the Champions League, that would be okay for me. And then let me see the progress. Actually, if we
Yeah.
see the progress, actually, let me say this to my fellow Gunners: Man City and Liverpool were not built on an overnight. They've been built for 4 and 5 seasons. Klopp has built Liverpool for 5 seasons, and right now what he's doing, he's replacing slowly. He cannot buy 10 at a go. He's replacing one by one, and he has subs on the bench who can come and hurt an opponent. You look at the Man City, they started with their defense, and actually they invested so much on their defense, over 250 million pounds just on their defense. They brought in the likes of Stones, and you could see Stones sitting out on the bench for a whole season. They brought in Ake, who's just not a regular starter. They have Walker, they have Cancelo, they have Diaz. You look at the kind of players they brought in to solidify. That is a job that you cannot do over one summer transfer window. That is a job that is done over a period of time. And as the Arsenal fans, we are not that patient. I understand that is where we've let ourselves down. We are not patient like Liverpool were patient and they are reaping the results, or like the Man City were patient and they are reaping the results. Chelsea were a bit patient and they got to win the Champions League. Why don't we borrow a page from their book and learn how to be patient and give Arteta time to build? If next season they bring in 2 or 3 high-profile players who are experienced, and then we solidify and finish fourth again, that will be a plus for me. And then the other season, see if we can challenge for the title and probably win either Europa or Champions League. That will be a plus for me.
Okay. Russ says Tavares went from hero to complete zero. He simply cannot defend. Now, is that down to coaching or what is it? What is it with Tavares? Inexperience, yes.
Inexperience, and given that he's young, another thing, he's not been playing in the Premier League. Another thing, the team itself is shaky at times because he cannot defend by himself alone. And is actually profile. You look at Tavares. To me, when I analyze how Tavares plays, I have always concluded he should be playing as a wing back and not as a fullback.
Yeah.
Because if you play him as a fullback and he is always overlapping, and then we got hit on the counter, and then we are all over the field. But if you play him as a wing back, and then we have a fullback who's defending that position, he's actually like supporting a fullback. But we've always been playing him as a fullback, and he's always overlapping. Just look at the kind of play, the kind of player or his profile is, and then conclude he's a wing back and not a fullback.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm thinking he's not a fullback. He's definitely a wing back, and maybe just use one of the other defenders to be like an inverted left back, just to kind of cover the position there. But he's not a left back. He's not a left back. He's a wing back. Monty says, Russ, I disagree. Elneny is way better than Lokonga. Lokonga got a lot to learn. Elneny is undervalued at Arsenal and deserves to find a new team in the summer where he can be integral part of a team. Richard has suggested West Ham, possibly.
He says West Ham. We're playing West Ham next.
Yeah. Monty, what I meant was that Elneny is clearly being phased out as his contract is winding down. Tamina Ahmed, been a long time, says, hi Alex, how are you doing? How are both of you doing? Well, we're both doing fine because we beat We beat Man United. That's why. any user Gabriel Jesus to ask the please, Alex. Timmy, I was going to do a video. I was just so busy yesterday, so busy. But I mean, if Isaac wants to talk about Gabriel Jesus, he can. But I need to do my video about Jesus. I did say actually I would welcome him. It just depends on the numbers. I'm not sure how much money has been spoken about if we do get Gabriel Jesus. I'm not going to add anything more than that. Isaac, do you want to add anything else about Gabriel Jesus? I think
there is a possibility. There is a possibility we are bringing him simply because we are currently getting a lot of Gabriels into the team.
There might be some confusion. Hey, Gabriel, who me? Arsenal will finish top third, Alex.
Nah.
Don't think so. No. Wanted to remind everyone, 16 Gunners here. Thank you for your time with us. The assembler has just come in as well. He says, good morning, chaps. Isaac, can you explain how our improved defence has conceded more goals in the league than last season, please?
Our improved defence runs from the goalkeeper to the defensive midfield, and we lost the puzzle in the midfield. We've conceded those more goals in the absence of Partey. The first 3 games we conceded in the absence of Partey. The last 3 games, actually, we've conceded in the absence of Partey. That is how I can explain that.
Isaac, in regards to recruitment, how much say do you think Mikel Arteta actually has? Does he have a lot of say?
A lot of say. Actually, during the summer, there were players he demanded for himself to be brought, and one of them was Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu was purely his demand. He said he wants Tomiyasu, and he was given Tomiyasu, so he has a say in the recruitment.
Okay. But are some players, just like some people, they like to put everything out on social media? But I go back to, this is modern day footballers. You know, they've all got their social media accounts, Instagram accounts, and they probably use that as another source of income. But, you know, from a club's perspective or point of view, I would be putting a clause in their contract that you cannot put anything out on your social media unless it's been ratified by the club. You can't do interviews unless it's been ratified by the club. It's modern day football. It's just a free for all, you know. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, there'll be a clause in your contract. You know, you can't be doing that unless we have ratified the interview or we have ratified what you want to put in your social media account. But I think the Pandora's box, Isaac, is already open, man. You can't put everything back in the box now, can you?
Yeah, it's already open. You put that clause in there and they say we have a dictator coach. And they down with their tools and you're gone.
They had 5 shots on target. We had 7. Right, okay. Cedric, handball in the area was a penalty, I think. Again, I didn't see.
That in Italy is a penalty, but in England is not a penalty. They say that the arm is in a natural position, but you take that similar situation to Italy, that is a straight pen.
Wow, okay. I didn't see the match. Brother O was in the live chat. He said, greetings from Crete. I'm watching. I'm on the bus watching. You're watching. Here's a fun fact. Brighton sold Ben. I saw you put that comment before. Monty, here's a fun fact. Brighton sold Ben White for 50 million and gone on to get more points than they have before. So is it down to anyway? But on the other hand, Isaac, United were lucky for Fernandes didn't get sent off.
Yeah, I say the game yesterday was like drama. There was a lot of drama in that game. There were yes, if you reviewed that VAR decision to give him a yellow and not a red card, in other instances it would have been a red card, but it's Man United.
Wow. Okay, and then but he's saying here, however, had Xhaka made that tackle, he would have been sent off. Well, horses and courses, horses and courses. That's the point, Alex. Arteta takes so long to come up with the solutions. He continually played Lokonga, where Oneni was just sat there all along, sometimes not even in the match day squad. But he's been forced to play Elneny. He's been forced to play Eddie Nketiah. Got a lot to learn.
You look at Arteta, he's just like his teacher, Guardiola. Guardiola sometimes has just one style of play, and then it is nowadays he's just twitching it a little bit. He's sometimes playing with a number 9, sometimes with a false number 9. But look at it, whatever he's learned from Pep, and he's simply playing the Pep thing. Pep at some points he didn't have a plan B, and sometimes we ship Arteta not having a plan B. But Pep has improved. Nowadays he has a plan B, and I'll want to see Arteta improve and have a plan B for himself.
And a plan C and plan D, maybe. Oh, says, I guess VAR and referee was with us. Xhaka's words fail me regarding his goal. I have to say bravo with Xhaka with a bated breath. So 7 games to go. Actually, no, it's 5 games to go, I believe. Can we make top 4? Big question. I know Isaac believes that we can. I'm still not convinced yet. I'm not convinced.
We can, yes, but currently Arsenal is like a seesaw. You don't know what it brings tomorrow in the West Ham game. You don't know what it will bring away to West Ham. We went away to the Bridge. We came out victorious. We can go to West Ham's place and get hammered, but I would like us to put a performance and get points.
Yeah. Monty says our defense struggles, especially when they don't have a CDM like Elneny that drops in to help with defensive duties. I'm not entirely confident in our backline as a unit. Isaac, are you?
Yeah, we're struggling without a CDM. We've been struggling without Partey. It is very, very clear. It is very evident. Because if you bring a Lokonga is more of, he plays like a Xhaka and not a Partey. Now you can imagine having 2 Xhakas. So that means you don't have a holding midfielder. So it's like you've killed the role of a holding midfielder and you have 2 Xhakas. So that is where we've struggled. So Elneny, Lokonga is a long or a future to replace Xhaka and not Partey. Partey has no replacement at the moment, but we have Elneny, who's a squad player who plays as Partey.
Good point, actually. Richard says, but what Laka does give is the closing down and bringing other players in. But Nketiah also does that. I think he did it even more so over the last 2 games, literally closing down the players and bringing all the other players into play. So if I was to be a betting man, I would actually say that I would like Nketiah to stay, to be the natural replacement for Lacazette. But, like Isaac says, most likely he's not going to be staying at Arsenal. But Ross says 15 goals is better than 4, though, surely. Yeah, of course. Yeah. M. Hooper says, I believe in Lokonga. Company and Henry know what they're talking about. There was a great talent there, but needs consistent game time. Perhaps a loan in England to show what he's about.
Sure. Yesterday we had a conversation when I was watching the game, and someone said he would love to see Lokonga go out on loan and get used to playing in England. Right now, we've seen Bolagun, how he's performing. He's performing really well on loan. And if he gets another, let's say, half a season loan, and then he's back, he's the natural replacement for Lacazette and Nketiah.
Okay. We have 7 to 11 players to get rid of, so to replace them maybe, but get rid of 4 or 5 and bring 5 more in. Well, Richard, who are the players you're talking about?
We have players on loan. Actually, if you asked most of the fans here, they actually cannot count the players we've out on loan. We should be going.
Good on Isaac. Lampard brought all those players. He was sacked, but then Tuchel won the Champions League. So it swings and roundabouts. Our requirement: two CMs, one attacker to play. I think probably maybe two attackers actually, across the front three, and then a striker and a right back. This allows you to use Cedric in cup games. I'd like to see us go for the Jed Spence. I did 3 videos about him, but no way listens to me. What do you think about that, actually, Isaac? The Jed Spence?
Yeah, Spence he's a good player. If we get him, it's not a bad deal. But let's get it quality and experienced players, because right now at the moment, actually at the beginning of the season, I thought we do not need another left back, but at the moment I can say we need a left back because Tavares is a wing back, not a left back.
Yeah, and actually, look at this. Alex Tavares' profile did say his defending was poor, but he had great technical abilities going forward. He's a wing back. Yeah, he's not a left back. You had to look at his starting position over a game yesterday. It was almost entirely over halfway line. But Isaac, that's what I'm saying. I'm going back to the manager. Why isn't Arteta not telling him, stay in your left back position? Or is he saying you're the wing back? What is he saying to Tavares? What's he saying to him?
You can say to a player, stay in your left back position, but once they get on the field, you are not in charge. The captain is in charge. unless you want to put on shots and play.
Reality is we are just as close to 12 to the table. Sorry, good morning, Colin, to you. Reality is we're just as close to 12 on the table as we are to first. I'm not buying into this sunshine and rainbow crap. Okay, good morning to you, Colin. Apparently, Edu talking with Gabriel Jesus agents, apparently. Congolese Youth Network, CYN, good morning to you, says Tavares makes me worried. United were poor, but we did our job, and that's the most important thing. Paul Oram, good. It's been a long time, Paul. Good morning to you. Greetings, Alex and Monty. It's a long since we communicated, and I will in the inbox you. Nice one, thank you for that. Those of you just kind of tuned in now, I've got my brother from another mother. Remember, he was my stable mate when the pandemic hit, and we were going live almost every single day. Isaac, do you remember Isaac back in those days?
Yeah, I can remember we were live every single day, and I enjoyed being on. And actually, that is how I developed my love for this channel, and that is how I see myself home. Talking about matters Arsenal, they are at heart, and I always love Arsenal. Actually, I sometimes advise my fellow Gunners. There are others who are saying, Isaac, this team is playing terrible. I don't feel I deserve this. I tell them, if you cannot support your team when they are not performing well, then you don't deserve to be a fan, because you've got to support your team in good and bad times, and you've got to have shock absorbers, because you cannot go fully into it. if like you have your whole heart in Arsenal, like your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole body, you're going to get shattered. You've got to have shock absorbers. You have all of them in Arsenal. Shock absorbers will help you. You will not get shattered.
That's a good one, Isaac. Anyway, we'll go back into the live chat. Jesus scored 4 yesterday, so his price has gone up a couple of millions. Only a couple of millions, quite a few millions. I think it's a comment to Colin. We are exactly the same 20 points away from the both positions, but this season was not about winning the Premier League. It was about regaining Europa football and building towards challenging. But Richard, remind me, did you not say top 4 for you? We're not ready to be in the Champions League. You know my thoughts. The best route that Arsenal can take, Europa League, win the European Cup, Europa League Cup, and then go into the Champions League with more pedigree. But it's your opinion. Sorry, Isaac.
Actually, let me ask the fan that said that we are more closer to 10th. I'd like to ask this question. Actually, where did we finish last season, and how many points did we have last season? We have 5 more games to go, and we are already at 60 points. Last season, we did not have 60 points. I guess we were at 58 points. So that is an improvement for me. We already 2 points from last season, the entire of it. Right now, we have 5 games to go, and we are at 60 points. We get to 66 points or to 68 points. I said we'll get between 19 and 24 points. And I see us getting between that and getting to probably top 4. I love to be there, but I will not enjoy being top 4 with no investment in the summer. If they know they are not going to invest in the summer, we better take 5th and go to Europe. But if they are really sure they want to invest in the summer, take 4th and invest.
Also, on any Boston midfield with Xhaka, still pandering in my mind what happened. This is a pivotal turnaround. Yes, it is. For the Premier League. I'm not sure what you mean, the Premier League. This has gone on a losing streak for a few games, then win a few in a row. It's a definition of average. We are Arsenal. We deserve more, Isaac.
Yeah, but is all a steady build-up. You cannot come from 0 to 100. You actually go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then to 100. You don't just jump from 0 to 100. You've got to build on something. And myself, I analyze Arsenal on where we've come from and where we are, not where we should be.
CM says it's not all sunshine. However, Colin, there is progress. Yes, we have been inconsistent, but it's a young team. You drink the PR Kool-Aid, CM. Your manager himself said Arsenal's goals is always first. Standards are low in the fan base. Colin, we deserve nothing. We only get what we earn. Colin, it's let's get realistic with the squad that we have had for the last 10 years. Plus, first isn't a reality. We have improved the quality of the squad. Need another 10 to 12 players, but we are slowly getting there. And Colin responds by saying, the fact of the matter, these last 2 games have been filled with luck. Arteta's hand has been forced into doing some different things that flash into the pan. Eddie and Xhaka goals. Come on, man, look at it. Okay, please give a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here. I'd prefer Nketiah to stay to Alex, but Laka has the experience that he wants to take elsewhere. He wants to go and get Champions League football. He's missing it, CM. He's been missing it. This Isaac guy knows his football. Good analysis. This is why we've got him on Cannon for a TV. I don't know what I'm talking about, but Isaac knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, no fumbling, no fumbling. You have got to have the facts.
Yeah. The shock at Zorbers. I like that, man. Colin, yes, we have the luck, but end result is 6 points when we needed them. And he has turned more contracts than he has scored first team. Leno, Bellerin, Torreira, Nelson, Elneny, Inzamit Niles, Laka, Eddie, Mavropanos, Xhaka, Pepe. Wow, okay. Regan says more players is needed, mostly strikers, at least 2 of them. Want the players that doesn't want the Arsenal. Big up 25 Gunners here. Appreciate your time. Yeah, I said a challenge for top 4 and a cup. We're not ready for Champions League. 8th place 2 seasons in a row. More goals conceded and fired. Unai Emery for 5th. Isaac, you have the wrong guy for this conversation. He's the right guy.
No. Let me put it this way. Klopp finished 8th twice, and then finished 4th twice, and then went and challenged for the Premier League, and then was in the final for the Champions League. He was hammered, and then went the second round and won. Arteta has finished twice 8th. If he finishes 4th this season and next season 4th, and then he goes and challenges for Premier League, and then wins the Champions League, won't you be the happiest man?
Let's see if he responds. Ross Monger says, even the baby is back in the process. It's all about winning, period, says Anthony. Anthony, good morning to you. Really, Isaac? Chelsea has overcome our history in 5 seasons. How fast did they get that done?
Because they had an owner who will invest everything he had for football. We have an owner who's interested about profits. Actually, he's about the self-sustaining model. The only time I've seen him invest is last season. He invested 150. Tell me any other season he invested more than 150.
Yeah, I think I've had that debate actually previously about the amount of investment there. Ashley D says we look better this season only because other top clubs are playing hit and miss this season. Otherwise, we would be about 12th. Anthony says, am I the only person who thinks that... Well, we're not going to talk about him. Sorry. We're not going to talk about him. Sorry. Has Isaac got his post? His post. He's posted. But oh, yeah. You remember the notes? Someone took your notes when we were doing a live show.
Someone got my notes, but I have it in my head
now. Well remembered, Richard. Also helping Man City buying. He's most likely going to be going to Man City. Tommy got Cristiano Ronaldo owned. We should keep Balogun.
Yes.
Come on, Alex. Do you really honestly believe that Arsenal are going to win the Premier League in the next 2 seasons?
Not 2, 3 or 4.
Yeah, no. Anthony, but I think Anthony's Arteta out, I think. Are you Arteta out, Anthony? Let me know. What fictitious club is that you just described? Dirty play from Cristiano. Again, I didn't see the game. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. 250 million for average 4th. There are only 2 Champions League quality teams in this season, Premier League, and you are correct. I think we're probably finished inside an hour. On this. Well, for me, it's just turned 5 minutes after the hour of midday over here. And actually, for a last-minute collaboration with brother Isaac and myself, Isaac, it's always a pleasure to have you back on Canon 4 TV. And the shock absorbers, I'm not going to forget that. The shock absorbers.
Get yourself shock absorbers. Because if you don't have them, you're going to get smashed or shattered.
That's a really good one. Actually, there's just been 2 more comments in the live chat we'll go through very quickly. Kroenke was never going to invest while Usmanov was attached to the club. Since Kroenke has been in full control, we have spent some serious serious money. I believe in Arsenal. No, I'm not Arteta out, but he has been given time, not like Emery. And I'm
actually, Alex, before we go, as we are watching the Champions League, carefully watch what Villarreal are doing. They might win this.
Yeah, it's a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. What was it? There was something else. Colin says Kroenke authorized 250 mil spent, which is a huge investment. Yeah, thanks to all the gooners tuning in today. Remember to hit the like button before you leave and subscribe. And big up the gooners here. Oh, God, they're all coming in. As we want to go, there's more comments. Big God's power. Good morning to you. And we're going to end on this one here. Monty says, thank you, Alex and Isaac, for a great segment as usual. So tune in tomorrow. It's going to be the return, again, another segment of the Canon Project. I'm hoping that Brother Isaac can make that one there. I'm sure he will tell me once we're off air. And just look out for a few familiar faces returning for the Canon Project. The second most famous live show on Canon 4 TV. So we're back in 4th place and we beat them lot. Yeah, 3-1. Surprise result. It was surprised to see that Granit Xhaka scored a blunderbuster goal. And yeah, and that's it. So guys, shut yourselves in. The final 5 games. Get your those pads out. Isaac. It's just so funny, really funny there. Isaac, again, thank you for coming back on a late notice, a short notice on the channel, and I will be back tomorrow evening, not afternoon, presenting the return of the Canon Project. And you have been listening to our channel, Canon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans.